Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. This is your midday wellness check. My name is LaShana West, and I am one of the parenting coaches for ParentPorch. So excited to check in with you guys today. A lot of times we never get any kind of relief when it comes to doing one thing to the next. You get up in the morning, you got to do your routine, you get the kids ready, maybe have to take them to daycare or take them to school, or if you're a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad, you are still doing all the things, but the question is, when are you going to be able to take a pause and do for you? At the end of the day, being self-aware about what you need and asking for help is so key. And I know sometimes we think that asking for help is a weakness, right? And I just want you to know it's not a weakness. It's actually a strength. And the more you ask for help, the more you are able to ask for more help. You didn't think I was going to say that, did you? Yes. When you start asking for help, you become more comfortable with asking for help, and then it's almost like a ripple effect of impact, of love, of um camaraderie, right? And you might be like, "LaShana, how is that?" I'm so glad you asked. Because when you ask for help, you give someone else an opportunity to say yes. You give someone else an opportunity to support you, right? And people love to help others. And I know some of you might be thinking, like, well, I don't know how true that can be because I don't really have anyone to help me. And if that's the case, what I want us to do today is really brainstorm who we can have to support us. If we don't think about it proactively, then what makes you think that we can actually do it? So, I want you to get out a piece of paper, okay? Get out a piece of paper, or you can have your phone and go to your notes app. And I want us to brainstorm right now when it comes to someone, something, or somewhere, because it's people, places, and things. Sometimes it's not a person, it might be an entity, right? That can support you in whatever it is that you need. So let's start with people. When it comes to different people in your life, think about family members, friends, people connected to your school, maybe your kids' parents. Maybe there is a guidance counselor or a teacher that you really connect with at their school. Um, do you have any colleagues who have littles like you or even teenagers like you that get it? I want you to think about people in your life that you probably could ask, but you just haven't been asking. I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to jot that down. Now, as you're thinking about those people, write the name down. Don't worry about what would they say. Well, how is it going to make you feel? This is literally a brain dump for us, okay? So write those names down and just keep them coming. Then I want you to think about places that you can go for support. Whether it's a food pantry, whether it is a church or a community group or a play date group that you've been seeing and eyeing, but you haven't clicked on the link and signed up, or you haven't sent that message to say, hey, I want to know when your next meetup is. What are some places that you can ask for help and you haven't been doing it? I'm gonna give you a couple minutes to write that down as well. For me, places would be the gym or, a walking group that I keep saying I want to move my body, but I'm not getting up out of the house and joining the walking group, right? And when you think of places, I also want you to think about virtual places, online places, whether it is the Parenting Porch community or a family or mom play group online, or a community for dads, community for elder caregivers. Like right now, you can literally type in anything on Facebook when it comes to groups and find what you need. It could be supporting kids who are on the spectrum. Maybe if you have a child who has developmental disabilities and there's a support group, like there's so many things out there. So I want you to jot down some ideas on places that you can support and go um, to get your needs met. And the reason why I said that you can support is because places literally need people to come and interact and engage with what they have, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it is a online social group. They want to see you guys. They want butts and seats. All right. So we went over people, we went over places, and now this is my favorite one. We're going to think about things, people, places, and things that we can do to support ourselves, to fill our cup, and to literally show ourselves some love and some care. I'm going to start rattling some things off, but I want you to also jot it down as well. So for me, reading for pleasure. I'm always reading to learn. But what about getting one of those mystery books or those erotica books or um you know, even crime? Like what are the things that I like to do that I haven't been able to do that I want to incorporate back in my life so I can have a little bit of relief? So it will be reading for pleasure. I would say taking walks, even doing a walk and talk. Like I literally could be on live with you guys right now, outside, walking, getting my steps in, right? Um, some other things would be joining a crafting group for me, right? Because I love arts and crafts, but most times I do it by myself or I do it for work, but I'm never able to do it in a community where I'm not the instructor because I'm always teaching, right? I want to be one of the participants. I want to be someone who's getting the things passed out to me. So that will be on my list as well. Some other things? It could be you taking more baths versus showers, right? Because a lot of times, we go through the motions, we get in the shower, we do what we need to do. But what if you put some bath salts in a bath and some bubbles and your favorite scent and just relax? I mean, you have to do it anyway, so why not indulge in it? And also when I think of what can I do for myself to just decompress and serve myself, it would be when it comes to the soft skills, giving myself more grace, not being so hard on myself when I don't meet or exceed XYZ goal. Okay. So those are the kind of things that I want you guys to think about and brainstorm and jot down. Because again, if you are not asking for what you want, then how can we, as parents, as caregivers, as people, how can we get upset when we're not even articulating what our needs and desires are? And I think a lot of times that stems from belief. Will this ever happen for me? Can I even be able to get XYZ or, become the best mom, the best dad, the best family that I would like to be? And I want to tell you, yes, you can. How do I know that? Because we are more than capable to have anything that we want. I've seen it with my eyes. It's happening current for me in my life, and I don't believe anything else, right? I truly believe that if you put your mind to it, you can have, become, and do anything that you want. And I know that life is not easy, like, especially if you have multiples. You have one, two, three, four, five kids, or maybe you're in a blended family, or maybe you're a single parent. There's so many variables that we all have to navigate in this thing called life. But what I say is choose your hard. You see me leaning in, right? Choose your hard. Things are not going to be easy. I wish that I could sit here and say, yes, things are going to be easy. You can do it. No, things are going to be challenging. Things are going to be, and it's not even necessarily hard. I would say complex. Things are going to be complex and not but, and you can do it. So the more you put your mind to it, the more positive you are, the more resourceful and open to support you are, that's going to increase the probability and fast track you to your success. So, when I got on this midday Wednesday check-in, I was like, you know what? I really just want to talk to the parent who is tired, the parent who is like, you know what? This stuff is hard. I don't even know if I can come up for air. And I get it. My daughter's 22 years old and we're still going through the parenting woes. They just look different, right? Now it's me having a delicate dance of supporting her, of being a young adult, but also holding her accountable and also not enabling. And so whether they're 1 years old, 5, 15, or even 22, the parenting complexities do not get easier. They just look different, and you have more skills to equip you to handle them in a healthy manner. I don't know if y'all caught all that, right? Because when I say healthy manner, it's very important for us to take care of ourselves so then we can take care of our family and our loved ones. And if you're not taking care of yourself, then it's going to come off strained and irritable and stressed. And not saying that strain and stress and irritability won't come, but my goal is to equip us with coping skills that are healthy versus drug, sex, and rock and roll. That's what I call it. To deal with the ups and downs of life. And so before we wrap up, I want us to literally think of 2 to 3 healthy coping skills that you can have in your pocket, in your toolkit when things are a little hairy, when things are stressful, when things are a little out of whack, okay? Because when it comes to the different variables, something can happen right now. Let's say you have a big repair that literally popped up in your home, which I did. That I'm literally going through maintenance stuff with, but that was not planned. It happened. And it's stressful, especially if the money is money, meaning it's looking a little weird, or you may not have time to be at the house every single time the contractor or somebody needs to come by. Or even maybe someone in your family or you is struggling with some mental health or medical stuff. That's not planned. You still got to be a mom, you still got to be a dad, you still got to be a caregiver, you still got to PTA meetings. They're not like, "Oh, she's not available right now. No big deal." No, they still want to see you. They still want you to show up. And so, with that being said, how can you still show up with your glass full versus glass empty, and then you have nothing to give? So, I'm going to just share a couple of my coping skills that are in my little toolbox that I use 24/7. Deep breathing. Deep breathing, number one. I can do it while I'm driving. I could do it sitting right here, right in front of you. Um, it can be planned where I'm sitting on the floor and I'm doing all the things, but breathing is free. And breathing has to be intentional if you want it to work versus forced or reactive breathing. Like that's a reactive breath, right? Because you just can't take it anymore. So you're like, right? Um, so let's work on intentional breathing. The next thing is journaling. I have a little notebook here. I have tons of journals collecting dust because I think I'm fixated with them. I like the cute ones with the glitter and the designs. And then I look around, I got like 30 piled up. I'm like, girl, you didn't even use that journal. Anyways, I digress. Journaling your thoughts out, preferably at the end of the night to decompress and brain dump everything out so you can sleep lighter. And I didn't say creating a to-do list. I said journaling. And so if you need specific journaling prompts, there's all kinds of resources online. You can even go to Chat GPT and put in, I am struggling with being overwhelmed and burned out. Give me 5 journaling prompts that can help me decompress my mind. That's the prompt. And Chat GPT, baby. Okay. It is a resource. The third thing for me, and I'm just giving you guys examples of what's in my toolbox, is setting clear boundaries and not wavering. So that could be unplugging from my phone at a certain time. It could be not engaging in unproductive conversations with family members or friends. It also could be saying no with no follow-up, with no response, without feeling guilty. Okay. And boundaries, honestly, are not for you. Boundaries is for the other person to learn your boundaries so they can learn themselves. I might go deeper on that the next live that I do, because a lot of times, like, oh, I'm setting boundaries, I'm setting boundaries. This is my boundary. That's your boundary, but your boundary teaches someone else about themselves and how to treat you. So it is a dual learning when you set boundaries, right? Kids love structure. People love structure. Kids love boundaries, even though they may act like they don't. They do, because it lets them know where they stand. It lets them know how they can navigate. No boundary means free, like do whatever, and that can get scary. That can get dangerous, right? So even though, if you say, hey, uh, dinner is at 6, not only will the family know dinner's at 6, but their body will start to know. But if dinner sometimes is at 2, sometimes at 6, sometimes at 8, it gets very chaotic and very inconsistent, which then starts to impact being hangry, irritability, or just some rambunctiousness in the mind. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm super excited to see what your um and my apologies that I'm not responding in the chat. If you guys are chatting in the chat today, I don't have it up, but I will go back and look at it. And I would love to know, what are 2 to 3 things in your toolkit that you're going to add, that you're going to start doing to make sure that you're able to put yourself first. Okay. Again, my name is LaShana West. You can find me on all things social. This was your midday wellness check-in. I'm super excited to support you guys, and make sure to stay connected to ParentPorch. We are ParentPorch on all things social: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, you name it. And we also have an online community that has a seat for you. Lastly, there are some cool online connections coming soon. So make sure you're on our email list and you are in the know, because you do not want to miss these upcoming conversations and experiences that we have planned for you. Okay? Have an amazing, amazing day. And if you loved this live, make sure to like, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and leave us a comment. Bye, guys.